When we were on site with Justin, we thought we might be able to get some flights in, but once we were there, we talked about it, and Justin made the right decision to go ahead and call it for the day due to the winds. It just wasn't a safe idea to get out there and fly for multiple reasons. So Justin made the right call for us to go ahead and call it for the day and head back to the office with the plan to get back out there when the weather allowed us to do so.
DDG started as a civil engineering firm based out of Thibodaux, Louisiana in 1997. Since then, DDG has grown to include architecture, landscape architecture, land surveying. We fly the LiDAR payload, post-process it, classify ground, pick cross sections wherever we want. This really changes the whole process for a survey. From the days when I started to today, a survey that would take 2 to 3 weeks, now I can do in 2 to 3 days. So the Houma project is a 1,200 acre site. It's going to be a mixed use site with residential and industrial. The portion that we're going to fly tomorrow is going to be a 200 acre portion against the Intercoastal Canal. That portion is going to be used for a dry dock. Using the LiDAR, we're able to fly it in 1 day, come back, post-process it, and early next week we'll have a final product for it.
So from a customer standpoint like DDG, when you look at what the cost of actually doing a project in a conventional sense versus using a LiDAR drone, we've seen in our calculations that it's usually about 1/10 of the time and about 1/7 or 1/8 of the cost compared to conventional methods.
Here's our site that's in Houma. We've got the airport here across the way from us, so definitely have those concerns there that we're dealing with. We've got the Intercoastal Waterway that adjoins the site up there. So yeah, it looks like we definitely have some challenges to work through.
Yeah, being the airport is so close to the site, we're actually going to get clearance from traffic control, make sure we're clear to fly. They don't have any missions that are going to interfere with us flying throughout the day. Just want to keep it safe. But this is actually our main concern right here. It's going to be the dry dock area. For this particular mission, I'm going to divide up the flight blocks to roughly 40 acres per flight. That way, you know, I get the most coverage out of one battery, and I can move along throughout the site area, staying close to the drone, keeping it in my line of sight, you know, keeping it as safe as possible. There's a waterway, you know, we have some marsh area. We want to stay in control the best we can the whole time.
Sure, sure.
For this site, it's going to be 50 meters in altitude, 3 meters a second, and 60% overlap.
Okay.
It'll be plenty coverage for what the task is on hand. The site's pretty open. We do have some tree coverage and some tall grass here and there, but overall it's not very wooded.
Yeah, we should end up with a pretty dense data center.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, this is our mission. Looks to be just adjust this last line.
Okay, well it looks like we're planned, we're ready to go, ready to head back to the field. Hopefully the weather cooperates with us and we can actually, yeah, hopefully.
Ready to fly.
Yeah, we can get out there and get this section knocked out. Well, I appreciate you taking some time here, Dennis. You know, I know a lot of times we're focused on the technology side of these projects and how Microdrones utilizes drones to help the surveyor out. Right. But it's not too often I get to spend time with the guy that's working with the boundary survey, as far as, you know, the whole part of, you know, we're historians, we're technicians, you know, we're artists and all that. It's, you know, I appreciate that, so I'm glad I got a chance to talk to you about this. But so here we got the overall boundary that we're looking at that I understand is in process.
Fortunately, I found quite a bit of monumentation out here. There's an actual bayou that runs through here. That is our west boundary line, but I have a description for this property that calls out iron rails at various points. We were able to locate 3 of the 4 of those. Great. So that gets me back to the center of the waterway here. I'm hoping with that information I can work my way back down. All this area is pretty much marsh, covered with what they termed out here floton, which is basically a grass that appears that you could walk on it. The old GLO plat calls that trembling prairie is how they term it.
Okay.
But you think you can step on it, but if you drop through, you're going to go to your waist probably. So.
All right, avoid that part of the site then.
Yeah. Why the drone work is so great for something like this, because you know, it's either airboat or you try to walk it. and both are difficult. To try to topo all this by the old techniques, it would have, I don't know how long it would have taken.
Yeah, I couldn't even begin to tell you.
Right, I know we would have been there weeks.
Well, man, I really appreciate your time and going over this with me. Like I said, I enjoy the history and everything that goes into boundary surveying. It's probably why I've stuck to it as many years as I have.